excellent small forward. If you can do a reasonable containment number on those two guys, I think you got a good shot at coming out of here with a W.
McDaniel is 17th in the league in scoring at 22+ points. And here's a look at our referees for the night's ball game. The officials: Hugh Evans, Ken Maurer, Pete Quinn. Celtics and the Sonics getting set to tap it off. Robert Parish in the middle. Interesting note, Coos, the last time these two teams met, Jim Paxson and Ed Pinckney had their best games of the season. Paxson with 15 points and Eddie Pinckney with 14 that night for the Celtics at Boston Garden.
Yeah, I wish I could give you a reason for that. I didn't see that game, Michael. Other than, in Jimmy's case, if they give him room, he's going to put points on the board. I mean, he's a scorer. And if they didn't come to play defensively in Boston, why, that would be the reason there. Bird goes down hard. The game.
That'll wake him up. Dennis Johnson and Nate McMillan matching up. McMillan putting the heat on him. Pinckney dumps it down to Bird. Wants to shoot. Backs it up. Fade away. In and out. Rebounded by Cage. Here's McMillan pushing it up the court. Tries to take it through Dennis Johnson, but DJ strips him. Has the ball 3-on-2. Stops, looks for the jumper, and has to back it out to Bird.
Good hold by DJ. Nothing was there off his poke steal there. DJ will, that play for D will be more effective and show in the early going.
Robert Parish.
That was too easy for Rabbit. He got caught a little too far under the basket.
He worked for position on Michael Cage and then got the ball right where he wanted it, but sort of fell backwards and could not get it to go down. No score. We're just underway. 11 minutes to go in the first quarter at the Coliseum here in Seattle. Derrick McKey with a fadeaway over Bird, and he missed it. Rebounded by Robert Parish.
Good defensive job by Bird there. If he can get McKey to take that fall-away jumper, he's done his job defensively. The same applies really as defensive man on Lane. If you get him to take the fall-away. Wow.
Bird underneath for two, and the Celtics have the lead.
That play's been starting to work once or twice a game for the Celtics.
I think they've...
how do you forget about guarding Bird?
McKey has it now, tries to go baseline on Bird, goes left hand, good pass, but it's not picked up by McDaniel. He has it for the corner jump, and he missed it. The rebound, McKey shoved Bird out of the way. Got a fresh 24, they back it out to Nate McMillan. McKey has been red hot from the field, too, shooting 57% in his last 6 ball games. Now Ellis with Paxson on him, cannot get it off. Back to McMillan, 8 on the shot clock, and Dennis Johnson fouled him on the way through.
It's a good move. You can't go to the well too often, DJ.
And the first on the team.
Nate McMillan out of North Carolina State. He needs just 23 assists to pass Slick Watts into the Seattle 5th place in the Seattle all-time assist list. He's been doing a good job handing the ball off, but not a point scorer. Here's Cage, has the baseline jumper, and he missed it. McKey rather on the rebound, and they had Pinckney off his feet to draw the foul.
That's one area where the C's are going to have to be extremely alert and careful at offensive backboard. We've got an interesting matchup, Michael. We've got, I believe, the best
at the line for the Sonics.
offensive rebounding team in the league going against the premier defensive rebounding team in the league. So both clubs, in order to be effective, are going to have to, as I say, stay alert, certainly in terms of boxing out. McKee is a leaper, and he gets to good position on that board. You've got to be aware of him.
He's a good free throw shooter, but he makes 1 of 2. He's also 7th best in the NBA in field goal percentage at 55%. Dennis Johnson on the drive and the basket.
Wow, good job by DJ. Protected the ball nicely. Cage a little late getting over there for the help defense underneath, and D finishes it off nicely.
Dennis Johnson go to the line and look to give the Celtics a 5-1 lead as we're just underway at the Coliseum in Seattle. And he does it, a 3-point play for Dennis Johnson, who he's had a tough time so far on the West Coast trip, although he's been playing great basketball the previous 2 weeks.
Yeah, he'd been on fire coming out here. He had a couple of soft games.
Look at McKee. What a weird-looking shot that was. Didn't even hit iron. Paxson to Pinckney in the corner, gives the shot up, has Parish over Cage, and that's a goaltend. Good look that time by Eddie Pinckney.
Celtics getting the kind of tempo that they would prefer to maintain all game long so far. Not much transition happening for Seattle, and forcing them into low percentage shots.
Bird on the offensive board has Pinckney ahead of the field. Wants to take it all the way. Trips. He went down hard, and that could be an ankle. Pinckney landed hard.
That's his first. Second.
Let's take a look. Like a big horse, he came down.
It is. Let's see if he stepped. Yeah, he steps on evidently Dale Ellis's foot. Turns the ankle, goes down, and he's hurting a little bit.
Well, he looked like a colt just breaking out of the fences there on the way down the court.
I'll tell you, Eddie is very athletic, as we all know, in a lot of respects, but he's not the guy you want with the ball in the open court. You know, you got to run him without the ball, and then give it to him just when it's time to like jump over the world, you know, and which he does so effectively on the move, without having to put it to the floor, because he just doesn't handle that intricate maneuvering very well.
Well, he missed the first of two, and now the second for Ed Pinckney, and he missed that one too. So obviously still affected by that hard fall that he took. Pinckney's a good free throw shooter, 81%.
Seattle still looking for its first field goal.
Celtics 7-1. Here's McDaniel on the perimeter. They work it to Ellis. Bounces into Cage. Wants to go on Parish. Can't do it.
Cage, an excellent rebound. The fifth in the league, but he's not that good a shooter.
Tough shot by McDaniel. Lane floater. He hung in the air, and it went down. Xavier McDaniel. 7-3 in the Celtics lead by 4. Here's Bird with the ball now. Averaging 24 points a game. He has Parish. Robert won't take it, however. Out to Paxson. They work the perimeter. Dennis Johnson now looks to Parish in the lane. A high rainbow. In and out. And the rebound, Dale Ellis.
Pretty good job by the C's. I'll tell you, they're creating good shooting opportunities for themselves. I think you're going to see Bernie Bickerstaff go to trapping defenses if this tempo continues.
Bird looking ahead to Paxson. Has him. Now tries to bounce to Pinckney. And two.
Nice. Excellent pass by Jim Paxson. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know, give it to Eddie when he gets into the paint and in position where he doesn't have to put it to the floor once. Just go on up strong and finish the play.
Ellis beat Paxson and then threw up a brick. The rebound, Cage. He missed it, rebounded it loose, and taken up by McDaniel. Hands it to McKey. Back to McDaniel. Pinckney has him. X tries to move on him. Through everybody for the layup.
Celtics not doing a good job on that defensive board. We mentioned that a moment ago. These guys are active, they're big, they're strong, and they're young. You've got to make your contact when that ball goes up.
Great pass from super pass from Larry Bird, but Robert Parish was shoved as he went up for the layup. Larry's been setting Parish up well on this West Coast trip, Coos, and he's getting some easy shots for him.
Yeah, here it is. Bird reads that little pick and roll play so effectively, and then he has got the skills to get the ball to the man who rolls to the basket in whatever fashion is the most expedient. Celtics starting very cold from the line, as you can see. 3 out of 4 missing.
Robert Parish, who shoots him at 68%, a little down for him on the career average, but he's been improving as the time has gone on this season.
Well, Robert missed, what could have come out the other night to be a very big free throw, and I'll tell you, that stays with you for a while. You know, you don't shake that off. Even though you win the game, the individual, I think, kind of keeps that in his mind until he hits a big one or a crucial one, and that usually exhausts the devil.
Bird cuts McKey off. The bounce pass goes to McMillan. He nearly lost it. Now McDaniel through the lane, over Parish, hanging, won't go. Battle for the boards, Parish. Good work by Robert.
Celtics closing up that paint and those penetrators effectively so far tonight.
DJ looking for Bird on the baseline, cannot find him. Paxson has the ball. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Goes to McHale, who missed it, but Parish tipped it in. Celtics weak side rebounding by the Chief. Ahead of the field is McKee. He nearly stepped out, but got it to McMillan for the layup. Excellent athletic move by Derrick McKey that time.
This is a young team. They average about 25 years old. I think they're the 4th or 5th youngest team in the league, and they are generally all extremely athletic. They run the floor very well.
Kale wants it, and he has it. His first 2. McDaniel back the other way quickly. Now the fadeaway. Jump shot front of the rim. Battle for the board. Chief has it. Outlet to Paxson. DJ and Paxson 2-on-3. On the wing for the jumper. In and out. And rebounded by Ellis. Not good numbers that time for the Celtics. DJ tried to take advantage but could not. And we have a timeout on the court. 6:01 remaining first quarter. Celtics off to a good start. We'll be back with more on the WLBI Celtics Network. Publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written permission of the NBA and the Boston Celtics and WLBI TV is prohibited.
Say it's been all Celtics in the first 6 minutes here, Michael. They've created good offense for themselves, shooting 55%. Gage with a long power move. Robert went for the fake, and that's all the quick alert Cage needed to create that opening for himself. In any event, Seattle only shooting 23%. Celtics doing a good job defensively. Steal.
Bird saw McHale, but it was too late. Now McMillan drives it through Dennis Johnson, who strips him. Paxson has it and nearly picked off. Good play by Dennis Johnson.
DJ still has those quick hands, good solid instinct, long reach.
McDaniel is really in Bird's shirt. He cannot get loose from him. Paxson now on the baseline tries to put it up over his man. Bird battling on the boards. Kevin gets it. He puts it up for two. Celtics really going to the boards, Coos.
Good job. An assist by 2 or 3 people, including Bird. They're keeping him alive in the transition basket. That's the first one they've given away. They've done a good job getting back defensively. That's what can hurt them tonight. Seattle has great potential when it comes to getting down that floor.
Celtics making quick substitutions. Going to go with Joe Klein here in a moment. Paxson has the ball and looking for Bird. He can't get open. Now he is. Double team. Tough shot. That's a clanker. They merged on Bird, and he just could not make that one. Here is Dale Ellis, and he misses the 3 points. Home run, but Cage tracks it down and has it in the corner for a fresh 24.
He led the league last year. Shot it at 48% from a three-point line. He's persistent, is what he is. This year, he's only shooting it at 31%, so he's been in a slump.
Well, he took 33 shots at Boston Garden back on the 13th of December, ended up with 32 points. But Seattle was nowhere near winning that ballgame despite his 32 points. Now McHale working on McKey.
Multiplicity of shots.
Great move by McHale. Like tic-tac-toe through the defense, and Kevin has 6 early for the Celtics.
That's one of the things they've got to do offensively, the Celtics, is involve Kevin in offense more than they're doing.
Good help by McHale that time. He got a piece of McDaniel's wrist.
The call is on Kevin McHale. That is his first third on the team.
Xavier McDaniel, one of 8 first-round draft picks on this Seattle SuperSonics ball club. Look at it again.
Bird goes for the fake, but see, by that time, if you take the dribble to execute that fall-away fake, now, when the fake works, you've got nowhere to go. You've already used your dribble. Bird, there's our friend Casey and his head coach, Bernie Bickerstaff, reunited after being together in Washington in reverse roles. Yeah, Bird, when he takes the fall away, he doesn't use the dribble. So if you go for his fake, he can still shoot by you. In this case, Daniel took the dribble and made it a tougher shot.
McHale had his man beat, did not take the shot, but gave it to Klein, who banked it home. Joe Klein, his first 2 of the ball game. The Celtics are up by 6. Here comes McMillan again. Great pass to McKey. Wow, McMillan is just exploding up the court.
He's got to pay more attention to him. He's only averaging 7 a game. He's not a shooter. Pretty good, pretty effective point guard. Runs the floor well for them. But I think because he's not a shooter, the Celtics are taking him lightly. He can have the big game.
Reggie's miss is rebounded. McMillan has the ball again. Ellis looks to shoot, cannot put it up. Lewis is on him. Dennis Johnson matching up with McMillan. McKey and Bird right now. Cage and Joe Klein. Xavier McDaniel and Kevin McHale. X wants to move, cannot do it. 3 on the shot clock. McMillan has to put it up, missed it. The Celtics clearing the boards well tonight on the defensive end.
The Celtics continue to do a good job defensively. They're not allowing Seattle to create any high percentage shots at all.
Oh, look at this. McDaniel threw Bird down. And we have a timeout on the court. When we come back, Larry Bird will get a shot.
Xavier McDaniel, that's his first
playoff game, but most people thought they had a good shot at getting the finals this year in the Western Conference. So a win tonight would have much more significance to see.
Klein being pressured by Olden Polynice, who's in the ballgame now. McDaniel is in Bird's shirt. Knocks it loose.
Defensive intensity has picked up not only on Mr. Bird, but throughout the Selleck team. So Avery Johnson, another little 5'10" guard in the ball game.
This is a mismatch. Reggie Lewis, good pass down low to Bird for 2. Excellent look by Reggie.
That backdoor move again, and they work effectively to Bird's other hoop.
Here's McHale working on McDaniel. Excellent defense again by Kevin. Tries to get the fast break going, but the outlet was pressured, and he could not, so the Celtics will slow it down, go half court.
It continues to be all Celtics in this quarter. They're shooting it at 50%. Done a good job. Seattle at 36. They've held their own on the boards.
That's got to be goaltending. He pinned that.
You can't trap that against the backboard.
He got away with it. Here comes Johnson. Tries to go all the way. Traveled. Got away with it. Back out to McDaniel. Corner to McKey. Jump shot. No. Bird tracks it down to McHale. Has Gamble.
McKey's averaging 18. He doesn't look like a shooter. I haven't seen too much of that kid. The stroke so far, at least, doesn't look too smooth. Hopefully, he won't end up with 34 points.
He's shooting it at 55% from the field. McHale lines it up. Can't get it to go. Here's Avery Johnson ahead of the field. He's got help. Bounces to Ellis.
And a quick rebound off the long jumper by McHale.
Bird puts it up in the corner, and he missed it. Here comes McDaniel. The Celtic lead is 4. Quick shot by Bird. Really didn't have any defensive help. No balance that time from the Celtics offensive end.
Given the first quarter stats, Celtics should have more than 4-point lead. That's the problem. They played well. Only gives them 4.
They're isolating McKee. They want him to go on Bird. It fade away. Good defense by Larry. He threw up an air ball. He got the glass, but no iron. I tell you, McKee is throwing some wild shots.
It's completely inept. Part of it is because of Bird's defense. He's done a fine job on him. He's forced him into a lot of bad shots, but the guy has taken the bad shots. When the defender does the job, get it out of there and start over. Field.
Ball stolen by Polynice. Reggie had Klein for a moment, but just couldn't get it to him quickly enough.
Polynice was supposed to be the key this year. They let Lister, to Golden State. Decided to gamble on him. Ellis on the corner.
He's always looking to shoot.
6 for Ellis now.
46% from the field. Dale Ellis, 6 points on the night. The Celtic lead is cut to 2.
Anyway, Polynice has ended up hardly playing. There's a 4 shot.
Reggie tried to track it down. Still time. He might get this off. Avery Johnson. No. Did not get it up in time.
When you're 5'10", you're supposed to beat that clock, right?
We have come to the end of the first quarter, and a good one for the Celtics, but just a 2-point lead. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment on the WLBI.
In the backboard and the ball simultaneously. That was a close call.
Celtics shooting it at 45% in the first quarter. The Sonics just 35%. Celebrating their 23rd anniversary here in Seattle. A miss on the alley-oop by McKee, and he can't even get an alley-oop to go down right now.
Tell you what, he looks like he's got all the physical talent in the world. The leaper, runs well, and so forth, but just can't, so far, do a lot with it.
Foul call away from the ball on Joe Klein.
Turnovers starting to increase in the last few minutes for the Celtics. It's always a dangerous sign. It's usually connected with the other team picking up their defensive intensity.
Avery Johnson working at the point, Southern University, his second year, taking some time away from Dana Barros, who's lately, in the last 5 games, he's been playing quite a bit. Long jump shots, good. By Seedale, 3.
He's a shooter, 6th round draft choice, but he doesn't play that way. Philadelphia let him go. He started with Philly, I guess. He's an effective guard, almost a steal.
He finds Klein in the lane, left-hander, got the roll. Joe Klein. Good vision that time by Bird. It was double team. The Celtics are back up by 2. Yeah,
breaks a 6-0 run by Seattle.
Seedale 3 is the lowest drafted player still active in the NBA. That 6th round pick back in '83 is the 139th player.
Don't give him room. He wants it, he loves it, he adores it, and he shoots it well. He looks for it. If you're guarding him, play him tight.
Back door, Gamble's there. Got the contact.
That was a mistake. Gamble heard the whistle and made the pass to Klein.
That's his first.
And he's going to shoot it. It looks like they're going to give him.
On the team.
Nah, I'm sure they'll take it away. Watch this now. It should be an instinctive move. Boom. Hear whistle, shoot it. Get it up there. Throw it over your head, behind your back, get it. But throw it towards the basket, not towards a teammate.
Tied at 24, 10:30 remaining. Bird looking for his shot, can't get it. It's picked off from behind, knocks it to Klein on the baseline, and a good jump shot.
Klein hitting well, 6 points.
Celtics back up by 2, 26-24. Avery Johnson tries to go by Klein, then puts up a wild shot, rebounded by Bird. Out to Gamble on the right side, but the Sonics back in good defensive posture, and the Celtics will have to go half-court offense.
So the Seattle trying to beat the Seas with pretty much individual offense, you know. Let me do my thing. Let me beat these guys by myself. That's not going to happen. The Celtics are playing well. If they continue to play as they have been so far, you know, individual offense isn't going to get it done. Team offense.
Bird takes a seat. He has 4 points. Jim Paxson replaces him. Paxson's been playing well lately. Just 3 turnovers in his last 7 ball games. Klein trying to work on Polonius. Goes left hand. Missed everything. But Reggie Lewis on the offensive board for 2.
Little lit play for Reg. Lewis has been on fire out here, too.
Reggie's been producing instant offense for the Celtics. He went over 20 points for the 5th time in that victory over Sacramento. Backdoor, wow, Polonius.
That was a Bird play. You know, set the low pick, run a shooter off the pick, defense responds to him, and that lifts you free under the basket if both defenders go after the shooter.
McHale working on Cage. He's double teamed, can't find anybody. Now Lewis goes down the baseline, a little jump shot for 2. Reggie Lewis, who can create some offense, has 4 now. The Celtic lead is 4. Ellis wants the shot, does not take it. Goes to Avery Johnson, back to 3 on the weave. Back to Johnson like a set shot. In front of the rim, he fouls it though and gets it back. Finds Cage.
Well, he took a bad shot, but he made up for it. Johnson doesn't look like he has that kind of range, but he followed it alertly and then a good penetrating pass to Cage.
He is shooting 50% from the field in his last 8 games, averaging almost 15 minutes a game for Bernie Bickerstaff. So looking for some offense in his backcourt, one of the problems the Sonics have had. Here's Gamble for the jump shot, and 2.
Oh, that would help. Kevin starts hitting that outside pop because he's going to get a lot of drop off from when he's outside on those big guys.
So it's by 4, 8:30 remaining in the first half. 3 could not find Ellis on the baseline, has to hand it to Johnson. Now the bounce to Polonius, 7 on the shot clock, tries to up-fake Klein. Over Joe, banked it. What a prayer that was.
The question is, did he play the backboard? Don't think so, folks. Not from 12 feet away. You normally play the rim. Polonius and Klein.
Polonius did not play against the Celtics in Boston. He has been on the hot seat a bit. He was benched as a starter, did not handle that demotion well, and asked to be traded not long ago. But he is one of their best rebounders, the 3rd best on this ball club, although he hasn't been seeing much time of late. Reggie, Paxson, McHale, Dennis Johnson, and Parish for the Celtics. 3, McDaniel, Cage.
Well, I'll tell you, they exchanged Polonius for Pippen 3 years ago.
Here comes 3. Puts up the jumper on the run. It won't go, but McDaniel rips the board down. Wants to shoot it and does, and he missed it. Lewis tipped it to Dennis Johnson, and the Celtics escape, holding to a 2-point lead.
And Seattle creating second opportunities for themselves. Yeah, they chose Pippen, and Chicago took Polonius, and then they just changed picks. And so far, you know, it hasn't worked out that well for Seattle.
Parish on the miss, and here comes Seattle down. Reggie Lewis called for a hold as 3 tried to go by him on the baseline. Well, we talked about the fact the Sonics have 8 first-round draft picks, Coos, but you got to wonder, they always look to be better on paper before the season starts, and then when things get rolling, they're a 45, 47-win team. What is that all about?
You know, you see them so seldom, it's hard to make an objective and sound judgment because Bernie Bickerstaff, I think, is accepted as one of the better coaches in the league. They always play against the Seas with a lot of emotion. They always look good against us, but you're right. You know, last year they beat Houston 4-0 in the playoffs, then lost 4 straight to LA, blowing 29-point lead here at home in one of the games. So very inconsistent as a team.
Wow, Polonius off balance, wrong foot. for 2.
But capable of spectacular performances because they've got so many athletes, you know.
Well, this is what they did in Boston. A lot of individual efforts. That time, a sloppy pass tipped off Reggie Lewis, and the Sonics could take the lead.
A little bit of both. Reggie had to come a little stronger to the ball. He tried to go on the man, you know, with the denied defense before he got a good grip on the ball, and the combination of the two.
Polynice is one of the crowd favorites here. Olden Polynice is, and one of the most sought after in terms of the Sonics for personal appearances. And he gave him a little boost there, coming in off the bench for 6 points. Pressure by Dennis Johnson. They go down to McDaniel, who's got Lewis. Tries to step away, can't do it. 5 on the shot clock.
Wow.
Threet
lighting it up, getting them started here offensively.
It's been Threet and Polynice that has given the Sonics a 2-point lead.
6 turnovers for the C's now.
Paxson works to Lewis for the jump over McDaniel. And the bucket. Reggie zeroes in, and he's got 6 in the second quarter. We're tied again. Threet tries to go by Paxson, shoves him off, puts the jumper up. McDaniel and Lewis, a real battle underneath. X tries to go over Parish.
Tell you, McDaniel isn't shooting for a percentage so far, but boy, is he doing a lot of damage on that offensive board.
He was an all-star in 87-88. In college, he led the nation in scoring and rebounding the same year, 1985 at Wichita State. Here's Pinckney now. He throws up a jump shot and misses it. And a rebound by Cage. That one came a little too quickly for Jimmy Rogers' liking, I'm sure.
I think the...
Now we got a jump shooting contest, and McDaniel has got the Rockets going. He has 9, and he's given the Sonics a 4-point lead. And the Coliseum is on its feet. We'll be back with more on the WLBI Celtics Network.
The Sonics take on the Utah Jazz. It's Sizzler night. All Sonic fans will receive a collector photo card. Plus a Sonic discount on Sizzler, famous all-you-can-eat soup and salad bar. It's Sizzler and the Sonics, January 3rd. Tickets for the game and other Sonic games are on sale at that time. Fans, pick up your Sonic Pass break tonight. You can win an overnight stay for 2 at the Stover Madison Hotel.
Hey, Lou, can we, I want to get a shot of Casey Jones when they break the huddle, if we can do that. Let's yeah, I don't care, sure.
Don't forget to enter a win a 2-minute free call anywhere in the continental U.S. courtesy of Cellular One contest. Sign up at the message center for the Lower West Concourse and listen for your name during halftime.
Right.
Is the name
I'm just going to hold these up here for now.
You get the life, health, auto, and homeowner insurance you need. Plus a full range of financial services. Now and in the future, get bet, get pays. And get 20% savings on all official NBA merchandise. Money-saving travel benefits with the low-interest Sonic Super.
8 boards for Cage.
Use a Sonic Master or a Visa card from Seafirst. Apply by calling the Sonics at 281-5800. And fans, we call your attention to the scoreboard screen as we welcome our big groups in attendance tonight.
Fans, the second edition of the Boston Celtics Green Book is now available. The team's official hardcover guide is a must for the true Celtic fan. Included are action photographs, player profiles, and in-depth features. To order, send $18.95, which includes shipping and handling to Celtics Green Book, P.O. Box 8607, Boston 02114. Massachusetts residents, please include an additional 80 cents to cover taxes. We're back, and there's Casey Jones, the Sonics assistant. Coos, you know, it seems obvious that with Casey on the bench for Seattle, they'd have some kind of advantage against the Celtics, although it didn't work out that way in Boston.
Well, you know, you still have to execute. But what you're going to see is a lot of pressure defenses. You're going to see quickness on offense in the transition game. A lot of trap downs. That's pretty much what everyone else has been doing in the Celtics. Casey knows the personnel, but I don't think it gives him any kind of advantage.
Jim Paxson's open for the long jump shot and the bucket. Celtics going good patience, back within 2 now. After the timeout, Jimmy Rogers left Larry Bird on the bench and goes with DJ and Paxson in the backcourt. Lewis, Parish, and Pinckney up front. Here's McMillan, bounce pass. Threet wants to shoot it, does not. Bounces down to McDaniel now, is working on Pinckney. Shoves him off, he's double teamed, in trouble, goes over the defense to McMillan for the jump.
Well, I'll tell you, that's confidence by the young man. He was backing up like Larry Bird and Ellis do to reach the three-point line.
In his 4th year out of NC State, averages just 6 points a game. He's got 6 tonight. Pinckney finds Paxson, squares it up for the jump and missed it. Eddie on the battle for the board, and Dennis Johnson picks it up. They get a fresh 24. Bounce to Pinckney, hands it off to Lewis. Now tries to drive inside, got the contact, and drew the foul.
McKey picks up the Sonics' third foul.
Third of the team.
This quarter.
Reggie Lewis will go to the line. He is shooting him at 76% from
Lewis at the line for the Celtics.
15-foot charity stripe.
Yeah, Casey, I think Bernie Bickerstaff probably did a lot of his own philosophy when he was Casey's assistant in Washington. And of course, Casey got his philosophy from Arnold, our old mentor. And so we're getting a little of that back at us here. But generally, you know, the principles that Arnold has used so effectively over the years to win the pressure defense and controlling the backboard and the up-tempo offense, every successful team, in my judgment, that's won. You know, the Lakers and the Celtics and Philadelphia over the years have used those principles.
Here's McDaniel in the lane working McHale. He took 3 fakes, probably didn't need him, and then threw up an air ball. If there's one deficiency, I think, in his game, Cruz, sometimes he almost overdoes it on the offensive end.
Okay, he keeps going for that fall-away jumper, which with his speed and quickness and penetrating ability puts him at a disadvantage and doesn't allow him to use his skills.
Parish is there for the little jump shot and 2. Good movement that time and a good entry pass by Jim Paxson.
I thought we'd see a lot more trapping and aggressive defense from Seattle. I'll tell you, the Celtics have been allowed to run their offense the entire first half.
McDaniel charged through the defense, and somebody got him. It'll be Dennis Johnson with a knee. Well, he had Robert Parish and the advantage with speed and tried to take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's a shame they fouled him here because he's kind of out of control. DJ moved down and probably could have been a walk before the contact.
Shooting 2.
McDaniel at the line for the first 2. Now has 10 points. As you take a look at Jimmy Rogers, the Celtics looking to win their 4th straight road game, would even their record on the road this year to 7-7. They won only 10 all last year.
I'll tell you, Jimmy hasn't had a chance to relax and enjoy a road trip in a long time. It'd be nice. Well, he's enjoyed it up to now anyway. So that's a nice belated Christmas gift for him. Hopefully it'll be a short plane ride home tonight with a sweep here.
McHale's double team puts it up. Oh, tough shot, and he was fouled, but there's no call.
Good job McHale's done tonight, 8 points, and really turned the defender every way but loose on most of those 8.
McDaniel went over Bird, a battle on the board, and McKey took it away from McHale and throws the hook up.
McKey's first 2.
Some contact here between McMillan and Bird, and it'll go against McMillan.
4th of the team.
2nd on him, 4th on the Sonics, with 3:09 remaining here in the first half, and we are tied, the Sonics with a 2-point lead, 44-42. Bird has it from DJ, now dumps to McHale, little hook shot, not that time. You can see he was off balance on the way up. McMillan pushing. High dribble. McDaniel in the corner. He's isolated on Bird. Sees the move. Goes baseline. Oh, missed the jam. And it's Celtics ball. Good help by Kevin McHale there.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Bernie wants a goaltending.
Once again, fans.
Well, he's not going to get it.
The Sonic girls.
Good defense it looked like by McHale that time. And the Celtics trail by 2. We'll be back in a moment on the WLVI Celtics Network. San Antonio lost to Chicago. Milwaukee beat Detroit in Detroit. This team's amazing.
Is that the second time they've done that? No, I guess
no. I don't think so. That's amazing. That team is over 500 now with all those injuries.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Nestle Fresh, the Sonic Girl.
Weeknights and weekends, get all the news you need with the News at 10 here on WLBI 56. Here's another look at McDaniel on the fly.
It's by Mr. B, but Kevin is right there for a little weak side help and avoids the slam dunk.
The Sonics lead by 2 with 2:40 remaining here in the first half. The Celtics had a 2-point lead after the first 12 minutes. Celtics with Paxson, DJ, Bird, Parish. Good pass inside by Bird, but unable to be controlled by Parish. However, McHale banked it home.
The Celtics continue to get what they want out of their half-court offense. And that's a good sign for the C's and something that Bernie Bickerstaff and Casey are going to have to deal with at halftime.
McKey cannot go on Bird, has to hand it off to McDaniel again. Now he cuts in. Parish goes off his feet, cannot make the block. Saving it, Ellis, and he is out of bounds. Celtics are really doing a good job with team defense, too.
McKee looks off balance on about every shot he takes. I've never seen an NBA player, be so out of control on shots that he creates for himself.
As you saw right there, we have two of the best rebounders in the NBA.
2 minutes in the quarter, 2 minutes.
Cage and Parish. One of the keys to this ball game when they played in Boston, Celtics out-rebounded Sonics 49-36 and dominated that area. Working the perimeter now. Paxson looking down underneath to Bird. Has him off the pick. He's double-teamed. Can't get it off. Behind his head. Oh, not that time. Right into McDaniel's hands, and here's McMillan.
Well, when you're a creative passer, you've got to be creative. You can't be inhibited. Bird's got to do his thing. And if you're going to be, you're going to take chances early in the game is the time to do it.
Here's McMillan and stripped by DJ, but the ball ends up in McDaniel's hand. He's in trouble. Gives it up. Does not beat the 24-second clock.
Yeah, Jimmy Rogers off the bench. He wanted a 3-second in the paint even before that.
There's Bernie Bickerstaff. 12 years as an assistant. Similar situations, Cruz. Jimmy Rogers and Bickerstaff spent many years as assistants in the NBA. How does that help a guy? I mean, it must help you over the course of time.
Well, just obviously if you've got the initial knowledge, you absorb a lot. I think a lot has to do with who your head coach is and how much responsibility he gives you.
Bird's double team goes to Paxson. They dump it to DJ in the corner for the jump shot, and 2.
Nice.
And he's fouled.
Good ball movement by the Celtics.
They are really concentrating on Larry Bird, and Bird is giving it up to the open man, and it's working right now. Larry is not, he can't be anywhere in the court without 2 men on him.
No, exactly. They seem to be determined not to let Larry Bird beat them tonight at whatever cost. And the other guys are hitting that open shot that Bird is creating for them.
20-second timeout.
And we've got a 20-second timeout on the court. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Celtics basketball on the WLBI Celtics Network. Mike Crispino and Bob Cousy back here at the Coliseum in Seattle. 14,250. It's standing room only. They built this building in 1962. They've been talking about building a new arena. Hopefully Seattle wants to get a hockey team here, Cruz, and it's a good sports area.
They've threatened from time to time to move out, as a lot of sports owners do occasionally to try to get whatever it is they're trying to accomplish. It obviously would be a mistake. Seattle has always supported the NBA team extremely well, although they're 4th from the bottom, I guess, in league attendance. Averaging 12, I think it was 12-2 a game, so they feel they need better facilities.
This is one of the smaller arenas in the NBA. Avery Johnson and Dennis Johnson matching up. McDaniel and McHale, Parish and Cage. X has little time left. Good defense by McHale, but he still knocked it down. I'll tell you what, he waited the last possible second to shoot that.
No, that was not a good shot. Celtic defense again stymieing the half-court Seattle offense, forcing them to get down to the full 24.
Dennis nearly had his pocket picked by Avery. 8 seconds on the shot clock, 16 on the game clock. Has to go to McHale. Ellis rips him off, saves it, and it's slipped on the line.
That's why it's tough to make the lob pass to the inside man being fronted, because if you throw lob, it gives the weak side coverage more time to get in there. You got to try to put it on the ground, but you got to put something on it to get it to the receiver quicker, to cut down the time that man has to get over.
There's 3 seconds on the 24-second clock, and Larry Bird is discussing it right now. He's trying to buy some time.
He's got to go high lob. He's got to go high lob with 3. Yeah, there it is.
McHale in the right place in the right time. Kevin McHale with 12. They go up high, and Bird picks it off. Reggie at the buzzer cannot get it off. And on the strength of that offensive rebound and basket by McHale, the Celtics go to the locker room up by 2. We'll be back with halftime activities in just a moment on the WLVI Celtics Network.
Corners of the Coliseum. Please limit your smoking to the designated areas. Once again, it's time now for the Team Medieval Hoop Shoot. May see some of the win a brand new 1990 Eagle Talon compliments of the dealerships. Our contestant tonight is Joe Bunker of Renton. Before shooting the new car, Joe will have a chance to spin the halftime Hoop Shoot prize wheel. Make a free throw and win a prize from Seafirst Bank, Safeway.
We're doing these NBA scores and some.
Bridge, Millstone College, Dukes, BC Spinalon. Secondary Joe will spin the wheel, and we'll find out what he's got.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Well, the wheel has landed on safely, just barely. So
well, that's some important information for the satellite viewers around the country.
$5 gift certificate from our good neighbors at Safeway. Good luck to you,
Okay.
Joe.
Is he really? Fine never worked a day in his life. Fine, work, that's a dirty word.
Nice try, Joe, but here comes the big one now as he steps back to half court. Once again, Joe Bunker of Renton.
Let's see here.
From 1990, Eagle Talon.
So team stats, leading scorers, and then we're going to come back after that.
Too. Nice try, Joe. And for your fine effort this evening, you receive a souvenir Henry Weinert basketball autograph tonight by number 4, Sadeo Fleet. You two fans can get out of fun. Enter the Team Eagle Hoop Shoot.
Recount.
That'd be less than the KJR 95 for you.
Okay, we'll just
run weekdays before Sonic ball game. Now, for halftime, here's our good friend Jim.
Don't forget to enter the Miller Lite Channel 56 fourth quarter shootout. All you have to do to win a color TV and a Celtics jacket is to pick the Celtics player you think will score first in the fourth quarter. To enter, send your name, address, telephone number, and the name of the player that you think will score first in the fourth quarter to Miller Lite Channel 56 fourth quarter shootout. P.O. Box 56, Boston 02125. And keep watching Channel 56 to see if you win. Well, the Celtics have a 2-point lead here at halftime, trying to sweep 3 on the West Coast, Kuz, and they've been doing everything you hoped they would do. We hoped they would do at the top of the broadcast tonight. All I've got to do is maintain it for 24 minutes.
I'll tell you what, that's the best half of basketball, in my judgment, that they've played in a while against a good, solid team. The threat of Bird, has been working very well in terms of creating good, solid opportunities for the other Celtics. And anytime Seattle has gone to trapping defenses to try to neutralize and rotate their defensive people, Celtic movement of the ball has still neutralized this, and they've found the open man. So
And that has set up Kevin McHale for 12 points. Kevin really working the offensive boards, doing an excellent job. Bird only had 4 points, all those coming in the first quarter. Reggie Lewis with some instant offense again, and some help from Joe Klein on the offensive side, too, with 6.
We don't have the statistics yet, but they've...
we do have them.
We have an immediate update on the statistics so far. I was going to say they had to be shooting well because they're creating such good offense. And as you can see, 55%. And the defense has been doing the job as well. We said the key on top was not so much stopping Ellis, stopping McKey and McDaniels. And they've done not so much on McDaniels, but they've done an outstanding job on McKey, giving him only 1 hoop. The rebounds, a slight advantage for Seattle. And turnovers so far manageable, 7 for the half, but it hasn't been an up-tempo game, so they haven't been tested that much. I got to think Seattle's got to come out and make an adjustment defensively.
13 points for Xavier McDaniel, 4 other Sonics with 6. They are 2 points short of the Celtics at this point. We'll come back in just a moment for more halftime here from Seattle on the WLVI Celtics Network. What are we doing when we come back here now?
Dale Watanabe, sections 8 and 9.
You got...
Dean Peck, 10 and 11.
I must have rubbed something on it.
Mike Riley, 12 and 13.
Mike Crispino and Bob Cousy back with you here at the Coliseum in Seattle, where the Celtics have a 2-point lead, 48-46. We got a couple more highlights to show you from that first half. Olin Polynice did a good job for Bernie Bickerstaff coming off the bench, Coos.
I'll tell you, he's only averaging 2 a game. Seattle not getting much of a production out of the big guy so far this year, but he's had a good, solid 6 points. Done a lot of work on the boards for them in the first half here.
And the Celtics with ball movement and scoring from in close most of the time tonight.
Well, we told you Seattle was the best and most effective team in the league on the offensive board, but the Celtics have more than held their own with plays like this in terms of creating second opportunities for themselves. Good job.
The Celtics, led by Kevin McHale, as he mentioned, with 12 points. Larry Bird with just 4 in the first half. Did not take many shots. We don't have official numbers yet, but we will have them momentarily. Lewis with 8. Robert Parish with 7 tonight. Xavier McDaniel with 13. Nate McMillan, the little guard, who averages just 7, had 6 already. And Dale Ellis, below his average, with just 6 points. We'll be back with more here from Seattle in just a moment on the WLVI Celtics Network.
About as close as we'll get.
All right.
6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Station.
Let me see. Thanks. So we're going to do the scores when you come back? Is that what you want to do? All righty. Yeah, it's right here. And it says 99-85. I don't know. Right. Just guessing. It seems like it's final. Yeah, that is final then, huh?
It's a final?
Yeah, I guess so.
Final?
Dennis Johnson.
Well, we haven't seen the rookies, have we?
No, you might see him though. Fred Roberts, the hero tonight. All right. Wow, that Pinckney play was amazing, wasn't it? In the open court.
It's amazing.
I like film material there.
You know, so athletic on one hand, and then
Okay. All right, so we had Milwaukee, Roberts with 20, and Pressey with a good night. Houston, Indiana. I forgot who had points. Is that still around, that page? Oh, we had it at one point here.
sure.
It's probably down here. Here it is. Detlef Schrempf.
Oh, he's been quiet lately.
Yeah. Came with a big night, wasn't enough. Chicago. Hey, what's the foul situation, Cruz? What do you got there?
I'm up. That updates the.
McKey with 1, McDaniel with 2, huh? Daniel 2, Cage with 1, Ellis with 1. McMillan with 2 and Polonese with 1. What do you got for Celtics fouls there?
Pinckney 1.
Yeah.
DJ 2. McHale 1. Klein 1. I got Lewis with 1, although he didn't have Lewis with 1.
I didn't have him at all, so
maybe not.
okay.
I was telling, are you on right
Yeah.
now? Oh, okay.
No, we're not on.
Okay. I was telling my friends in there, I remember taking a bus down to Minneapolis Auditorium and going watching you play all the time.
You're dating yourself, Ted. Minneapolis. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, Slater was a good one.
Mike Crispino and Bob Cousy at the Coliseum in Seattle. We're at halftime. We take a look around the NBA. Houston knocks off Indiana tonight, 103. Is that right? We have a different score here. We have Indiana 103-97, so I'm not sure about that. We'll check on it. Detlef Schrempf had 24 anyway, and Hakeem had 28. Elsewhere, Phoenix over Minnesota. And Milwaukee, Coos. What about that ball club? They're over 500 with the injuries they've had to sustain. They've come back.
Absolutely. Del Harris doing a tremendous job, and our friend Fred Roberts continues to score 18 to 20 every game.
He had 20. Chicago and San Antonio is over right now. The Bulls 101, San Antonio 97. Jordan had 34 there. Cummings had 26. Willie Anderson 18 for San Antonio. It was not enough, however, as they lost by 4 points. Celtics lead by 2 here at halftime. Interesting trends around the league, Coos. One of the teams that was a terrible road team last year, Denver, won just 9 games all year, has won 7 already, including one at Boston Garden that we won't forget for a while.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. As we said, by the way, Indiana did beat Houston in that ballgame, so reversed that score. Yeah, you need defensive stability. Denver has never, been known for its defense. So that is a surprise. Although Doug Moe, year in and year out, gets about as much out of his players as any coach in this league.
The New York Knicks are the only NBA team to be unbeaten at home at 11-0. This Seattle team is awfully good, though, at 11-2 here at the Coliseum. In fact, they just suffered one of the losses to Indiana a couple of days back. Larry Bird shot 2 of 5 in the first half, had 6 rebounds and 4 assists for 4 points. Celtics lead by 2. Ellis right away guns it up, and Bird has his 7th rebound of the ball game.
I'll tell you, if they get Ellis shooting, especially under pressure, that's not going to hurt their cause. Because as well as he shoots it, you're getting, depending on your offense from your guards, trying to play catch-up. Well, that always generally works in favor of the team that's ahead.
Double teamed on Parish, right through the hands of the defender to Dennis Johnson, who missed the shot. It went up over, and it'll be Sonics ball.
Sonics continue to tap down, so they're committed to stopping the inside game. They didn't do a super job with it in the first half. They're going to have to get down there and trap those big guys a little quicker, but it is going to start showing that outside shot for DJ and Paxson.
Dennis had a good first half in 17 minutes with 5 points. Xavier McDaniel, Michael Cage, Dale Ellis, McKey, and McMillan. As Cage takes the jumper, missed it. Ball up for grabs, and Bird comes up with it. Everybody kind of stood around watching it.
It's hard to see what Seattle's trying to do offensively. They have no movement whatsoever. They're just trying to beat the Celtics individually. In the matchups, there's no...
Bird goes to Pinckney, and he cannot handle it that time. Larry looked like he was going to shoot it, and then saw Pinckney at the last second.
He thought the defense would run out to him and it create something better. He's been doing it effectively so far in the ball game, but he's going to have to establish himself as more of a threat.
Ball is loose. Parish battles, and he comes up with it. The Chief doing a good job on the boards this year, averaging 10 a game.
There's no real obvious mismatches that Seattle can take advantage of, so they're going to have trouble beating the Celtics one-on-one.
Pax had the jump shot and wouldn't go, and the rebound is long to Ellis. Now McMillan pushing. Wants to take it through Pinckney. Wow! McMillan totally out of control and basically got away with one there as he ran into Eddie Pinckney.
He thinks he sees an opening right about here. Pinckney responds to it. Well, I don't know. He kind of bounced off Pinckney. It looked like Pinckney was trying to avoid him. But he puts his hand up reluctantly. So I guess they're going to send him to the line. Eddie's still questioning the official, saying, "You sure it was me?" Oh, he's saying he tipped him. Well, maybe let's take a look at it again. Maybe we can see a tip. We were looking for some body contact.
Correction on the call. The foul is on Ed Pinckney.
Yeah,
that is his first team foul.
They're going with Pinckney on a tip rather than any kind of
Nate McMillan at the line.
body foul.
The Sonics will shoot 2.
Pete Quinn, the rookie official, number 47, explaining it to Jimmy Rogers.
This team a good free throw shooting team. Not quite as good as the Celtics with 78%. So, well,
you had to say that. Nice work,
gotta
Cruz.
say it more often.
Good defense.
That's the result.
Excellent defense by the Cruz from the sideline. Jinxes McMillan's free throw, and the Celtics hold on to a 1-point lead. Bird is trying to get open. Now he's mismatched here with Cage. And let's see what the call is.
The foul is
It's
on
on.
X. That's his second.
Xavier McDaniel, his second of the ball game. First in the half on the Sonics. Parish hands it back to Bird. Bird tries to go to Parish. Now tries to go around McDaniel. Oh, what a move! And he dumped it off to Parish. He put a
I'll
shot.
tell you, that's an overpass. The last two plays, the Pinckney and now the Parish. Bird had done everything. He had set it up for himself where he had literally a layup, and he tried to pass at the last moment. He's going to have to make that adjustment.
Here's McDaniel forcing his way down on Pinckney and the fadeaway. He's got that thing patented, and he's got 15 tonight. Most of them off that kind of shot.
See, Bird's effectiveness is completely predicated on his maintaining the fact that he's a threat.
Backdoor, up fake. Oh, beautiful layup by Bird.
And set up by the DJ bullet entry pass.
McMillan and DJ matching up. McKey nearly beat Pinckney on the back door. Inside they go.
Accidental offense, folks. They got to close up on McKey a little quicker on moves like that. Give Robertson help.
Fouls on Derrick McKey. That's his third.
Celtics had a good second quarter shooting-wise with 67%. To help them to that 55% field goal shooting. They're trailing by 1 right now. 8:51. Bird with a nice up fake. Now goes inside. Fakes to Parish. Missed the shot. Excellent fakes by Bird, but he couldn't make it happen. Here's McMillan to McDaniel. A couple of steps. Has to work on Dennis. Bumps him, then fade away. Lighten it up, though.
Yeah, he's starting to hit that shot, but, you know, he looks so explosive. I mean, I don't know why he settles for that. You know, it seems like he can do much better for himself, but of course, as long as he keeps hitting him, he's not going to worry about that, I guess.
Well, he's not the greatest of ball handlers. If there's a shortcoming for him, it is the ball handling. Good inside pass, and Pinckney couldn't come to it.
Bird continues to overpass at this point.
Ellis, free, home run. Celtics have to call a timeout. Seattle has outscored the Celtics 10-2 in the opening moments of the second half, and we'll be back with more on the WLBI Celtics Network.
What's going on here?
Every night a fan is chosen.
I don't know.
Are we missing something with it? What's going on?
3 times
all
he
of a sudden he forgot how to play the game.
Section 20B, row C, C3. Congratulations. They're now sharing their pizza with all their buddies around them. Remember, Pizza Hut delivers while 3-4.
I don't know. He overpassed 3 times in a row.
For delivery anywhere in King County. And check your listing for Pizza Hut delivery outside of King County. Fans, with 24-hour person-to-person checking, you can handle more than 100 different transactions by phone, day or night. That's at Seafirst. Discover a new standard of banking convenience with XL service, yours exclusively from Seafirst Bank. Guys, don't forget, keep your Sonic ticket stubs for great savings. Check out the coupon.
He had 2 shots. He could have taken those 2.
At the Stover Madison Hotel and get 2 for 1 dinner entrees. With a Blockbuster video ticket, rent 1 movie, get the second one absolutely free.
Trying to impress Louis.
Car wash, a great offer.
Trying to impress Louis.
A wash and turtle wax for $1 off a wash only.
Oh, you're listening. You weren't listening a while ago. We were screaming for that replay of the Pinckney foul on.
Go with America's hands down.
And they had the controversy there. Yeah, but they continued it, and then they said tripping.
Standing room capacity 14,708. The Sonics and Celtics. Thank you.
Want to bet?
The 1989-90 Boston Celtics yearbook is now available for your favorite Celtic fan. Everything you want to know about your team, the Celtics, is included. Great action photos, player bios, vital statistics, all yours at a glance. To order, send $7.50, check, money order, or MasterCard number to Boston Celtics yearbook, 150 Causeway Street, Boston, Mass. 02114. The price includes all shipping and handling. Well, we're back here, and I'll tell you, Kuz, the Sonics have come out of the locker room fired up.
And a little reversal in shooting percentages. Celtics shot at 55% in the first half, 25 so far in the third. Sonics only shot it at 44. They're up to 57.
Paxson throws up near air ball, but Parish has the rebound, battled for, and knocked out of bounds off Robert.
They've got the momentum, they've got the crowd in it, and Celtics have got to dig in and try to turn that around if they can.
McKey wants it down low against Bird, has it, tries to force his way in, reverses, and Bird jumps him up.
I'll tell you, Bird, as we said earlier, has been turning him every way but loose. I mean, McKey has been able to do nothing whatsoever on Bird.
Reggie Lewis replaces Jim Paxson. Here's another look.
But he has those slow motion kind of moves, so it gives Bird plenty of opportunity to respond, you know, to his 360s or 180s or whatever the double he's trying to do. It does not look impressive.
Dennis Johnson pressured by Nate McMillan. 8 seconds in the shot clock. Outside to Bird, up high to McHale. Great pass, and Cage helping on defense. DJ has to force it up. Hit the side, got it back, and another 24.
Reset the clock. DJ alertly resets his team as well.
Bird down to McHale, working on McMillan, off balance for 2.
A little mismatch. Celtics were able to take advantage of it. Good intelligent play by DJ.
Up high, Bird. Oh, McKey went over him, and then left-handed. Larry took an elbow on the top of his head that time. 58-52. Sonics by 6. 6:40 remaining. Bird cannot get open. Now it goes to Parish. Hands it back to Larry. Long jump. In and out. Rebounded by Ellis. Oh, there's Parish. Page beat it.
Oh, Robert looked back a little too late. You can't run down floor without knowing where the ball is. You've got to keep your eye on the ball. If he had, Robert would have just picked that out of the air easily.
Seattle's lead is 8. McMillan is shoving Dennis Johnson right here in front of us.
It'll be 4 on McMillan.
That's his 4th.
Nate a little overzealous, about 40 feet from the basket that time.
Seattle 3.
Watch, here's the lead pass now. Robert is just that close. You know, from just picking that easily out of the air. He just didn't pick it up.
Look at this. McDaniel just basically tackled Bird. That's what a defensive back does to a receiver if you can get away with it before the ball's in the air.
Seattle once again at the limit in team fouls. 4 with 6 minutes and 15 left. So he's pay attention to that. They should be able to do something on the line.
Larry, the pass was high and Robert couldn't handle it. He saw Parish at the last possible moment. I think Robert was thinking he was going to shoot the ball.
A little too much mustard on that big guy. You know, 20 feet fine from about 15. You got to remember, he's 7 feet. You got to give him check.
Daniel missed it. Bird on the board. Knocks it over to McHale, and here's Kevin Gamble on the run. Has to hold it up. The Celtics work the perimeter. Now Bird tries to put it up, tries to bounce it to McHale. Can't do it. Nearly stolen away. Down to Robert. Working on Cage. Rainbow, and he's fouled. McDaniel on the help, and he got the left arm of Parish.
To their credit, Seattle is trying to help out defensively, but in all 3 quarters they've gotten into early foul trouble as a result of it. There's Cage, he's in position. Daniel comes over the top looking to help Cage out.
Robert Parish at the line for the Celtics, shooting
11 turnovers now for the C's. They had 6 at halftime.
There's McDaniel on the bench. He has 4, as does McMillan.
For the Sonics.
Robert Parish with 9 on the night for the Celtics now. And they are back within 6 with 5:30 remaining here in the third quarter. Dale Ellis, Reggie Lewis, Gamble and Threet, Sellers and Bird.
Sellers, he's a shooter. Won't rebound for his size, but he can burn you from outside.
McKey looks to take it in on McHale. Cannot do it. Here's Threet, top of the key jump. He has made him pay.
Gamble doubled down nonchalantly, and so he didn't get the job done inside. And then, of course, couldn't get back to Threet, who's already lit up the Nets with 6 points in the first half.
Lewis has it on the baseline, tries to go by McKee. He's pushed over, hit the side of the basket. Parish goes up, and he's fouled. Michael Cage had about 99% ball, Lewis. It must have been body. Maybe we'll get another look at this one.
There's the wedgie jumper, hits the side of the backboard, so Nobbit with the good inside position gets himself a second opportunity. Cage position of the play, didn't have much choice, but it did look like he had a hand on the ball.
Parish was his usual consistent self against Sacramento in 40 minutes with 16 points and 9 rebounds in that barn burner at the Arco Arena on Wednesday night. And now he's got the groove on the line tonight. Parish 5 of 6. 11 points. Celtics have cut it to 6. Threet wants to dump it to McKee, and he does. McKee tries to force by McHale. Good block by Kevin. Robert has the rebound.
He couldn't get much done on Bird taking him inside. He's sure that could have been a heck of a lot accomplished against McHale, who has those long arms. Good timing.
Parish nearly had stolen. Tries to work on Cage. Cannot get it off. Now he does.
Nice.
And the bucket by Robert Parish, who has 6 in the quarter. And a timeout by Bernie Bickerstaff, the SuperSonics. Their lead cut to 4. We'll be back with more on the WLBI Celtics Network.
Girls are invited to join the Sonic Super Kids Club, sponsored again by Osborne and Hewlett and Safeway. Members receive discount.
I'm not impressed with Seattle.
Sonic games and a prize pack. To find out more, do that at the fan.
I'm not impressed with Seattle from what I see so far.
No. Well, this is exactly the way they played in Boston. Clear it out, let one guy take it. I mean,
no offense whatsoever.
That's what I'm saying. Basketball, basketball sense.
To sign autographs. That's tomorrow, 1:30 at the downtown Osborne and Hewlett store. And you Sonic fans, support your local chip.
Portland at Dallas.
The chip with a cascade for rent.
Okay.
Vegetables and fruits are just down the street.
All right.
At your neighborhood Safeway.
Okay.
Some of the freshest, juiciest, sweetest produce in town. It's got to be Safeway.
Montana.
And the Sonics would like to acknowledge the following team sponsors for their support.
Hi, kids. Hi, Louie.
Encouraging fans to patronize our sponsors.
She spelled her name right or what?
And we thank you
She
all.
spelled Louie's name right. That's all he cares.
They're here from Idaho, Montana. Monday night at 7:30, don't miss the special presentation of Brazil, starring Robert De Niro on WLBI 56. Well, they're here from Montana, from Idaho, from North Reading, McHale's Army, Lou Schumann's Army. I haven't seen anything for you yet, Coos. I'm surprised. Doesn't anybody have any number 14s on their
Don't
jersey?
have too many friends in Montana.
I thought that was Cincinnati. You had the...
Yeah, exactly. That too.
Sedale Threet, gamble on him, tries to go by him, long jumper. McKeel helping out, but I'll tell you something.
Threet's on target with just about every outside shot he's taken tonight. Seattle's still lighting it up at 50% here in the third quarter. The Celtics have started out cold.
McHale hands off to Gamble. Bird's trying to work base. Picks off McHale's man. Goes around the pick. Cage picks him up. Now Parish has Sellers on him. Goes by Parish. Now to Reggie for the jump. In and out. Cage working the defensive board. He didn't have position, but he got a break on the rebound. Sellers for the jump shot. Short. Rebound loose. And out of bounds. And it's Seattle ball. Reggie Lewis was playing referee that time.
Hey, Seattle continues to take the quick shot. See, Kevin and somebody is trying to do harm to each other under there.
McKey had him hooked, it looked like.
Yeah, Seattle continues to take the first shot that shows. Look at this. If it goes to the right person, I guess maybe you set that tied weak side pick 18 feet from the basket for a guy like Ellis.
Celtics offense ineffective so far. Only 10 points in this quarter, and they are trailing by 8. Here's Gamble. A lot of standing around right now. Bird looking to get open. Now he does. Gosda Gamble. That's a good play, but Gamble can't make it go. McHale with a rebound.
Boy, McHale's picked up a lot of junk under there tonight. That's about the third hoop he's got open this shot.
Here's Ellis. Home run ball, but no. And the rebound, Joe Klein. Out to Gamble. It's 2-on-3. Now it's 4-on-4. Reggie Lewis goes by his man. Stops, misses. Klein battling. Good rebound.
Oh, nice. Seattle continues to play careless offense, and Celtics continue to capitalize it.
3 cut off. Celtics down by 4. 2:35 remaining in the third quarter. Here's Sellers. Kicks up his right leg. Wants to move on Bird. It seems to be the Seattle offense. Bird picked off. Let him shoot it.
That's about the only thing Sellers can do out there is hit that little 15 or 16 footer. So obviously you've got to take it away from him. And seriously, it's down to his offense.
Bird bounce passes to McHale. He's underneath the hoop. Has to put it up. Tough shot.
McHale, a man of many moves.
Here's Sedale 3 trying to draw a foul on Gamble. Just under 2 minutes remaining third quarter. Ellis wants it. Double fake. That. Oh, come on.
Well, that was a sympathy.
That was weak.
Wow,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Defensive job on Ellis. Ellis finding his frustration. Just throws himself up in the air along with the ball. Watch this. Reggie Lewis is going to stay at home nicely. See, he gets back in position after going for the first fake, and then Ellis just kind of does a swan dive into it.
And it looked like a swan dive. It wasn't even a good fake. Ellis just passed DJ, who was one of the great Sonics here. Member of that World Championship team back in 78, 79. Been 11 years since then, and Bernie Bickerstaff would like to bring this ball club back to that exalted area. They've improved, Cruz, for all 4 years under Bickerstaff.
We haven't seen the two rookies, Kemp or Dana Barros from Boston College, but I'm not impressed so far with what I've seen from the Seattle team. I know they're ahead, but the season right in there.
All right, here's Gamble. Wants to go to McHale. Cannot do it. Now Bird back to Gamble. Now to McHale it goes. He's looking as Gamble charges inside. Goes left-handed. Oh, what a shot. Kevin Gamble with 4 points. 2 of the toughest you'll see right there. Into the teeth of the defense. Now Ellis works perimeter to Sellers. Back to Ellis.
Look at the problem with their offense. They're working too hard. They're too far away from the basket.
It looks like they're trying to clear everything out for somebody underneath, but they end up taking a long shot. All right, good fake by Cage that time.
They always seem to be working their offense for an outside shot.
It's 8 for him. We see Shawn Kemp in the ball game. Cruz, the 20-year-old who never went to college, drafted in the first round.
The youngest player in the league. They've had a number of players who didn't do college.
Another great pass to Gamble. Oh, that's pretty.
Nice.
Bird set it up. Gamble finished it off, and he's got 6. 3 nearly faked himself out with that little move.
Well, Gamble not getting any defensive attention whatsoever from Seattle, so any movement he makes without the ball and he finds open areas,
here's Kemp.
Especially when Bird's got the ball, is probably going to create a shot.
They want to go to Ellis. They do. Good defense by McHale, and he knocks it up the front of the rim, and look at Kemp. He got the rebound and was tugged down as he went up left-handed.
Well, from a Celtics standpoint, good foul by Klein. Watch Joe just grab the young man and throws him to the ground, more or less. Kemp almost was able to still get it up in the left hand. There's Dana.
Shawn Kemp, 6'10", 240, 17th pick overall in the draft this season. A Prop 48 at Kentucky, then went to Trinity Valley, and then said, I'm going NBA. Dana Barros enters the game in for Dale Ellis. First action for Dana Barros, the BC star. Led the Big East twice outscoring back-to-back last 2 years.
McMillan desperately looking for someone from the bench to kind of spark this team. You know? They had momentary momentum in the third quarter. That was about the only time. Other than that, the crowds had to sit on their hands.
Well, the Sonics still have the 6-point lead. Took it away from the Celtics at the beginning of this quarter, and they've maintained it throughout. Barros matching up with Gamble, Bird, and Sellers. Stein and Cage. McHale top of the key looking down. Underneath has Reggie Lewis, stolen by Cage. Good defense there. Here's 3. It's 3-on-2. Throws up a long jump shot. Oh!
With a man underneath.
Wow!
Sellers in the lane, in the paint.
Wow. And they're out of here with an 8-point lead on Sadale Threets. Long jumper. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after these messages on the WLVI Celtics Network.
Stereo shootout. Tonight's contestant chosen for random drawing is Brent Johnson of Fenner Way. Brent will shoot from designated areas on the floor for a chance to win valuable sound advice merchandise and a grand prize of $1,000 car stereo.
Thanks for the reminder.
Brent, you've got 24
You got to remind me, you know,
Good
sometimes.
luck to you, and go.
Getting their money's worth in Dallas tonight.
Another rotate?
Yeah.
Nice try, Brent. You've got 2 shots. That's worth $50 worth of sound advice merchandise. Again, congratulations to you. Brent Johnson with Fenner Way.
Well, I'll tell you,
The sound advice
weird
car
looking
stereo
offense, but it's
shootout.
working.
Any sound advice location.
Yeah, but without transition, he's
Don't
got to
forget
have
Fox
some
Sports
sort of
Northwest
Yeah.
offering Sonic action all season long. The next 2 games to watch are on January 8th and 9th when the Sonics take on Dallas and Houston
All right.
at 5:30 in the afternoon.
Three-quarter
each day.
games.
Remember, Live Sports also has a replay of the game in case you missed a few minutes of the first part. Follow the Sonics on TV Channel 6, Prime Sports Northwest, and of course, 95 KJR Radio.
Do you get that in your
Yeah.
set?
I don't know what it is.
As long as it doesn't electrocute us, I don't care really. Yeah.
We're still alive anyway. It's time for the Miller Lite Channel 56 fourth quarter shootout. Tonight's entry is from Roger Gleason, who lives in Framingham, Mass. And Roger's counting on Reggie Lewis to score first in the fourth quarter. And if he's right, you know what he gets? A color TV and a Celtics jacket. And we've seen a few of those around this town tonight.
Depressing news for the Celtics. On one hand, obviously when they're ahead they haven't lost, but that means the law of averages is in their favor, I guess. Why not break it tonight? McHale doing a super job, 9 for 12 from the field, shooting it at 75%.
The folks are getting their money's worth here tonight at the Coliseum and as well down at Reunion Arena, where Dallas and Portland have gone to a third overtime, tied at 129. A steal by Sellers. Lewis went up. Here's Kemp. Bounce passes to Sellers. He traveled. Well, he got it back, and the Celtics have the ball. Reggie back the other way, working on threes. Celtics started out with Klein, DJ, Lewis, Gamble, McHale.
C's trying to take advantage of the much smaller 5'11" Dana Barros on DJ, and Seattle starts once again to get themselves in early foul difficulty. It didn't hurt them, obviously, in the third quarter. They still end up with 30 points to only 20 for the Celtics. They're soft this offensive quarter.
Dana was pleading his case over there to Ken Maurer, but he got no help. Double teamed Cage on Dennis Johnson. Now to Kevin. Outside Lewis. They're working the perimeter. Gamble open. 15-footer. Tough shot.
Job by Gamble. Again, he's the man they're leaving free, and he's doing a fine job finding those little gaps, those little open areas, and then they still are getting the ball to him effectively.
Jacket only for Roger Gleason. on the Miller Lite Channel 56 fourth quarter shootout. Kemp has the ball, fakes a couple times, now goes up. He just muscled Kevin McHale backwards.
I'll tell you what, with McHale in there, I think Bernie better make a quick move and get Kemp out of there. Kevin will just beat that kid up. Well, you can't put a high school kid in against perhaps the most effective defensive power forward in the league.
He just turned 20 years old, Shawn Kemp. Bypassed college, went right to the pros. Not many have ever done it. Dennis has Reggie. 20-footer. Two. Celtics creeping back again to within 4.
Despite all the attempts at tapping, the Seattle defense has not been able to take the Celtics out of their half-court offense.
Sellers tries to stick the jumper, does not. Dennis has the loose ball. The Celtics have it back. Sellers shoved Dennis Johnson, and he's called for a foul.
I'll tell you, this is a stupid game for Sellers. We thought we'd see a much better ball club. We heard excellent reports, but they offensively, they just have been completely out to lunch. They just
Derrick McKey also
it's just the first guy that comes down and sees some daylight, lets it fly.
Derrick McKey in the ball game. Xavier McDaniel. Michael Cage sits down. So it's Threet and Ellis in the backcourt. McDaniel, Kemp, and McKee up front.
Good opportunity for the Threes to steal it here tonight.
Up high to McHale, and he threw it away. Reggie tried to lead McHale, but Kevin wanted it on the outside.
Bad pass. But Reggie shouldn't be put in that position. He shouldn't be making that play.
Here's Threet. He's been sensational tonight with 12 points through the 3 quarters. Goes by Dennis, who picks his pocket. Threet had 2 points in his eyes, but he did not have the ball. And the Celtics want a timeout.
Timeout, Celtics.
Seattle and the Celtics. 9:42 remaining. We'll be back with the remainder in just a moment on the WLVI Celtics Network. It just looks like they're not paying attention.
I know it. I was just looking down there to see whether there was any communication going on between the coaches. But
what are they trying to do?
I mean, nothing. There's no penetration.
Thank you.
There's no attempt at going inside. They just move the ball around the perimeter, and each guy who has it kind of looks like he wants to create something for himself. There's no. I don't know what the devil they're trying to do. It's just perimeter offense.
One of your pet peeves, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, if you got some transition going, that's
all right.
But they're not running transition either.
At only 1 point in the game did they really come out and try to set up something. And that only lasted about a minute.
Well, it appears the 2 guys they made the mistake with, this guy and this guy. These 2
Once again, fans, the Sonic Girl is brought to you by Nestle Crunch. And if you direct your attention to the big board, I'd like to recognize some special fans in our player sections tonight.
Later tonight, actress Kirstie Alley visits the king of late night cool. It's Arsenio Hall on WLVI 56. Here's Dennis Johnson returning to the scene of so many great games for him. Pretty much an unforgettable championship that they won here, Kuz. That a 2-year period when they went at it with the Bullets, and Seattle was just a great team that year. Dennis lost the ball, and McKee got it back.
Well, tough break for the C's there. Jimmy called that timeout, got Bird back in, and I hope said to him, hey, well, you've done a heck of a job setting it up for the other guys. Now, look for your own opportunities. Here's McDaniel, missed the shot. Good hustle on the offensive board by McKee. Gets it back, though. Still running that perimeter offense. Just pass it around. No inside game whatsoever. Each guy gets it and kind of looks for his own opportunity. Here they're looking to play 2-on-2. Three. Now he sets up McKee, but Bird helps out. Over Bird he goes. A battle on the board, and Cage. Good hustle. Well, that's shouldn't happen. Joe Klein's got to move him out of there.
Now Ellis, home run. No. And Klein has the board.
You know, Cage is a wide body, but that's why you can find him easy or make contact and just nudge him a little bit. Doesn't take much.
They're
this
switching
match inside.
They're switching off on Bird. Now Klein has a little jump shot, and he's got it.
Klein's playing well.
Joe has 10 tonight. One of his better efforts of late.
Yeah, he's hit the shots he's had to, and he's done a nice job with few exceptions on that backboard.
Sedale Threed over his head, tries to fake Dennis Johnson, holding the ball, just holding now. 9 seconds in the 24.
No ball movement, there's no body movement.
Dennis nearly stole it. Now they go to McKey, who's got a couple of fakes in him. Now it's 1 second on the shot clock, and he missed it. Reggie with the rebound.
Celtics are going to come out of here with a win. Seattle completely confused offensively.
Celtics trail by 2, 7:55 remaining. Here's Reggie. Goes into the lane, goes up, and banks it home. 12 for Lewis, and the Celtics have tied it up. Seattle's got to call a timeout. 7:47 left. Celtics looking to sweep all 3 in the West, and we'll be back in just a moment. Too many cooks spoil the stew.
Thank you.
This is the NBA that worries me. This kind of NBA ball, you know? Give it to me. Let me do the bake it.
But there's no. Now that I've seen McKey for the first time, you know, they don't have any back to the basket players. So, I don't know what they depend on, but they've got to work a lot harder at it defensively to at least make things happen.
Yeah. No skyboxes here. The Stars are coming together to benefit the United Negro College Fund in Lou Rawls' Parade of Stars tomorrow at 5 here on WLBI 56. Celts on an 8-0 run here have tied it up at 76 with 7:47 left.
Well, the crowd's trying to get them into it.
McMillan returns
Now with a modified wave, which means they're doing a lot more work than the players. The Celtics have just done a fine job. They're 4 for 4 here in the quarter. Seattle 0 for 5.
They go to Ellis, wants to shoot it, gives it off to McMillan. Again, they work the perimeter. Ellis has it. Outside, they're down to 7 on the shot clock.
Came out of that offense in that timeout.
McMillan drives, goes left hand, missed it, rebound Klein.
I don't know what they were told in the timeout, but they didn't do anything different than they've done most of the other times now.
Dennis Johnson with McMillan on him. The Celtics look to take the lead as they work McHale into the paint now. Gets the ball inside for an easy layup.
You're not going to beat anyone with perimeter offense, especially when you've got people like Celtics have inside.
That's something the Celtics have been guilty of a few times this year, Coos. And here's McDaniel. Bird basically gave it to him. Didn't take it. Now McKey has it. Shot clock again winding down to 7. McDaniel's got to go on Bird. Left hand. Oh, he took if not a step and a half, at least 2. An extra one anyway.
Say, 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow. 4 at last count. There might have been one we missed in there. However,
he's got 19 points, and he leads the Sonics right now. Their first 2 of the quarter, Coos. And we are 6:46 left in the ball game. He missed the 3-point opportunity, however, and the Celtics are still tied at 78. One of the positive statistics for the Celts this year has been if they held a team under 100 points, they have won 9 of those 10 ball games. Kale working on McKey. He's doubled, puts it up for 2.
Kale just toying with Kenny, and the Sonics not helping each other out. We thought, we said on top, we thought we'd see a lot of tapping defenses, to take the Celtics out of their offense. Teams do that effectively. Ellis.
I'll tell you, Reggie was working on him too. That's a difficult jump shot he just put up.
That's really what they have to depend on, I guess. Ellis to develop a hot hand, get some momentum, and open up some transition. But so far, they've done none of those things.
Ellis has 15. Lewis being pressured. Shot clock running down. Dennis has got to put it up here, and he is fouled. Good move by DJ. He knew the shot clock was down to 3. He was not in great position to shoot it, but he had the contact, and he got it.
And McMillan with his 5th foul. There it is. He stays home with the fake, but then he starts grabbing and reaching. That's always, when you're isolated like that in front of 3 officials, that's always the best way to get the red flag thrown.
With 5:50 remaining, McMillan has 5 fouls, and it looks like Bernie Bickerstaff's going to stay with him. 6 points for Dennis Johnson. Celtics lead now by 2 as he knocks them both in. 82-80, 5:48 remaining in the ball game. Here's McMillan holding Dennis Johnson off. Bounces to Ellis. Picked off by Lewis. It's loose and out of bounds. Sonics will keep it with 12 seconds to shoot it.
I tell you, the Celtics can smell one here. They're really alert defensively, and unless the Sonics find some other options for their offense, they're not going to beat the Celtics with what they're doing now. Nice job.
Outside it goes to Ellis. Now to McDaniel. 5 on the shot clock. 4-2. Puts up off balance. No call. Now a call. Oh. I'll tell you what. Joe Klein called for the personal foul. McDaniel had no clue as to how he was going to get that one in the hoop.
I mean, this looks like the Denver offense, just 5 guys kind of create things for themselves, but without passing little jitterbug like Michael Adams, who opens and creates things for some of the other guys. These guys are just 5 guys standing around on the perimeter, passing the ball from sideline to sideline, and each guy kind of looks and says, hey, do I have an outside shot here? Should I take advantage of something?
Well, they are tied with the Celtics at 82. 5:25 left in the ball game. DJ sees double team and calls timeout.
Timeout, Celtics.
Timeout, the Celtics. 5:21 left, and we are tied at 82 here in Seattle. We'll be back with more after these messages.
They better not build that new arena yet.
Yeah, let's get out of here first before they start the building process. Well, Bird torched him with 40 because they let him get open off these picks. They ran these same plays. Bird was shooting it from outside for the most part and killed him. I think Bird probably has only taken maybe 6 shots. He only took 1 in the second half, I remember. And I don't think it's not, those 3 he didn't take was one thing, but he hasn't really had that many opportunities otherwise. What's that? All right. Yeah, okay. Mike Crispino and Bob Cousy back here at the Coliseum in Seattle. There's a minute left in Dallas, Coos. I guess if they're going to play all night, they're in their 3rd overtime. Maybe we can get there and catch the end of that one.
Fans getting their money's worth, even with the expensive tickets, right?
Celtics inbound it to Bird. It's tied at 82 with 5:15 remaining. McDaniel working on him. Heavy pressure.
Celtics
And he picked it off. And it's loose.
Wow.
And Ellis has it for 2.
Oh, they strip Bird. That doesn't happen very often.
Big play by Xavier McDaniel. Ripped Larry Bird off, saved it with a great athletic move, and gives the Sonics a 2-point lead. Now Lewis charges down the lane, has to put it up over Cage. It won't go on the offensive board. Bird battling, and an offensive foul.
That will be the 4th team foul.
I believe that's 5 on McDaniel. That may be 5 on McDaniel, and it is. 5 on Xavier McDaniel.
Here's McDaniel all over Bird, comes in from behind, and then a spectacular save to Ellis.
Bird charging inside, he's fouled, and it goes!
Yes. Big hoop.
He's been quiet all night. That time Bird sensed the need to take it to the hoop and go to the line, and he got the bucket too.
Who was the foul on? Is that McDaniel? If it is,
Bird at the line for the Celtics shooting 1.
well, I'm not going to tell.
And Larry completes a 3-point play. 9 points on the ball game for him, and the Celtics have the lead back.
Celtics, I think 7 for 7 in this quarter. They haven't
DJ nearly picked 3 off again. Has it to McDaniel. Open jump. Xavier now lining his guns up. 23 for the X-Man.
Celtics continue to control the tempo.
Here's McHale and McKey. Now Kevin has him on the back. Works him down. Throws it up off balance. In and out. But look at Klein.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. Kevin 11 for 15 tonight. Shooting at about 76%.
12 points for Joe Klein. A big game off the bench for him. 3 tries to go on Dennis. Can't do it. Now McDaniel off the pick. Over McHale. Not this time. It's loose and out of bounds. Celtics ball.
Well, they tried to run a play that time at least. They ran McDaniels off a pick on the weak side. Could be able to 16-point ball.
Bird jitterbugging here. Half court. Hands it off to DJ. 3:40 left and the Celtics by 1. Bird has it. Tries to shoot it. Can't do it. Now hands it to McHale. They look to double team him. They do. Somebody's open. Reggie wide open.
Yes, McHale. Beautiful patience by the Celtics. Just letting that rotation take place and taking their time until they find the free man underneath.
And the Celtics can feel it. They lead by 3. 3:22 remaining. And we'll be back on the WLBI Celtics Network. Eight-point third quarter lead. Led by 8 now. One to 10. Final score, all right. Yeah, 101-97 Chicago. Right. Crispino and Bob Cousy back with you here in the Coliseum in Seattle, Washington. Around the NBA, the Pacers by 6. Phoenix by 17 over the Timberwolves, have won just 6 games so far. How about that Bucks team, Coos? By 14 over the Pistons. And the Bulls 101-97 is finally over after 3 overtimes. Portland 144 to 140 over the Mavericks.
Well, they got their money's worth, but they didn't go home happy in Dallas.
Here's Threet now. The ball's picked off by Dennis Johnson. He has it. And he is fouled. Dennis Johnson. Wow.
His third strip. He started off the game by stripping McMillan. There it is, the little poke, beautiful. Threet saying, hey, where's the ball? I want to take it to the basket.
And the Celtics would have had an easy bucket there because McHale was ahead of the field. Threet did not pull Dennis Johnson's trunks.
Celtics 9 for 11 in this quarter. What a job they've done.
Dennis. Celtics have outscored Seattle 22 to 10 in the first 9 minutes of this quarter. DJ with a good follow-through and 9 points tonight. Celtics by 5, 3:05 left. We mentioned Seattle 10-0 with the lead after 3 quarters. Ellis long jumper, not this time. Bird battling offensive board and an excellent one.
Long jumpers work fine when you're ahead. Not to get back into the game with.
Here's McHale. He'll hold it up, and the Celtics showing good patience.
Absolutely, I'll tell you, this is the most intelligent, under-control game that they've played all year. They've really gotten it done in every possible way.
Double team, he has to hand it to Dennis. In trouble, has to throw it up long. Missed it, everything, but look at Klein. Inside. Yes. Wow, Joe Klein. Fired up. 14 for him. And another timeout by the Sonics. Celtics bench up and on the court, high-fiving everybody. And the lead, now 7. We'll be back with more on the WLBI Celtics Network. How many more? That's a 20?
Looks like a 20, yeah.
I don't know. Everybody sat down. Now they went to a 20, Lou. All right. What do you? Is the timeouts up there? I don't see it.
No.
Okay. Mike Crispino and Bob Cousy back at the Coliseum in Seattle. To win anywhere, Coos, you have to have help deep into the bench. And tonight, Joe Klein has given the Celtics that.
Oh, has he done a job? 14 points. He's made just about every shot he's taken. He's done a job defensively. And
another steal.
DJ steals it from McMillan.
Dennis Johnson has been a thief tonight. At least 3 pokes, and that one was his 4th. By our count, he may have more.
DJ, McHale, Reggie Lewis.
Under pressure here.
What?
The Celtics have to call a 20-second timeout.
Celtics.
We'll be back in just a moment after these messages. Minute 56 remaining in Seattle as the Sonics huddle looking for a solution to their scoring problems here in the 4th quarter. They have been held to 10 points. We have a minute 56 remaining, Coos.
I'll tell you what, it's a little late to be searching for an offensive answer at this point, even in the season with a somewhat veteran team.
Dennis open, bounces it, nearly stolen. It's still loose, and off Dennis Johnson. That time, excellent pressure by Seattle, and they stole the ball. Celtics needed to hold on there for a good 20 seconds, but couldn't do it.
Obviously watch the 3-point shooters.
Ellis wanted it.
Ellis is the best in the league.
Ellis looking it open. They're overplaying him. Now McDaniel tries to go on McHale inside. I don't know where the foul was, but it was Kevin somewhere in the sequence.
Well, that's not the worst thing, a foul putting him on the line. You know, you avoid the 3-pointer, and here it is. Kevin has played outstanding defense all game long. Just forces McDaniel into a out of control, fall away, whatever that was. And I guess foul.
McDaniel now has 24 points, 7 of them coming here in the 4th quarter. He has been the offense. He and Dale Ellis here in the 4th quarter for Seattle.
There's McDaniel's points.
The average is 22. He missed it. McHale has the board. Dennis Johnson under pressure now from Sadeo 3. Tries to go by him and does into the front court.
They're going to milk the clock, as you might expect.
Minute 25 left. Celtics looking to win. 4 in a row on the road. Klein with a good fake. Can't get it to go down. Probably an extra fake that time.
Nice job. They ran the man off of Klein's pick. Defense scrambling. Take a look. That leaves Klein completely free underneath. Uses the good head fake to get Cage out of the way. Little upset. Joe really wants this one. I mean, he's been about as demonstrative as we've ever seen him since he's joined the team. And
Klein with 15 points goes to the line and misses.
Timeout, Sonics.
The second of 2, so the Celtics with a lead of 94-87 and a minute 20 left. Go to the bench for a timeout. We'll be back with more on the WLBI Celtics Network. All right, it seems to be all right now. I don't know. It's been snap, crackling, and popping sometime. All right. Yeah. So far, so good. Is this a play they're drawing out there? Barrels.
now I see why this team can't win on the road. Yeah, imagine trying to beat anybody with an outside shooting team.
Yeah, the composition of the ball club as it stands now is it's going to be 500 at this point.
Cage. Daniel, basically an outside shooter. He was helpless. Salas is helpless. No.
There it goes. Mike Crispino and Bob Cousy back here in Seattle. In the fourth quarter, the Celtics have taken charge, shooting 77%, while the Sonics have floundered Coos at 33%. And as you've said time and again, you can't beat anybody from the outside. And right now they're having that trouble.
Oh, they've run their offense so effectively, the Celtics, but they've complemented it with a good defensive effort. Seattle's played into their hands with this kind of business here.
McKey misses and McHale on the offensive board. Away from the pressure. Hands to Reggie Lewis. Goes by McDaniel. As the double team, Klein gives it to McHale and they'll hold it outside. Reggie outside to Dennis Johnson. Under a minute to play and the Celtics by 7.
Good ball movement by the C's, spreading out their floor and keeping the ball moving so to avoid the trap.
Bird couldn't finish it off, but Reggie on the offensive board. That'll do it. Lewis crashing the offensive board, and the Celtics 96-87.
What a strong win for the Celtics.
Street bombs it.
Sweep of the West Coast trip.
McHale had stripped by McDaniel.
He doesn't mind at this point.
Celtics winding down the final 25 as Reggie gets it away to McHale. Now to Bird across the timeline to Dennis Johnson. The Celtics were about to win their 4th consecutive road game, Coos, the 2nd over a plus 500 team this year, and they went all last season without doing it once.
That's in Chicago, right? In the opening home game.
Bird off balance, throws a bomb up. Time running out as Barros tries to go all the way. Not get it to go, and the Celtics have swept the West Coast swing, and you can see a jubilant Jimmy Rogers smiling for one of the first times this season. The Celtics 96 and the Sonics 89. It will be a happy trip home, 3,000 miles back to Boston tonight for the Celts. We'll be back with the final wrap-up in just a moment here on the WLBI Celtics Network.